드디어 알로가 한국의 문을 열었습니다. 단순한 운동복 브랜드가 아니라 요가 웰니스라는 더 깊은 철학을 담고 있는 알로. 오늘은 알로의 헤드 오브 요가 하퍼와 함께 브랜드가 가진 이야기 그리고 우리가 몸과 마음을 어떻게 더 잘 돌볼 수 있을지에 대해 깊게 이야기해보았습니다. I hope you enjoy the interview and let's get into it. If you love yoga and wellness, chances are that you're already in love with ALO. Today I'm so thrilled to be here with Harper, who is head of yoga at ALO. Welcome, Harper.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. I'm Harper. My job at ALO is really yoga community connection. Right now I'm focused on more of our international expansion, and so I've been working with ALO for up to 8 years, since 2017.
Wow, since the very beginning, right?
Yeah, initially I was brought on to create Mindful Masters, which is our meditation program. Mm-hmm. And then I went from teaching in our studios to being head of our studios and hiring yoga teachers, auditioning them, creating formats for our studios.
Wow.
I have sleep stories and visualizations on our ALO Moves platform. And now my focus has been really helping to get the word out to Korea and other Asian cultures to just that ALO is coming and that we're excited to be here, and I'm excited to be able to share a brand that I truly love.
I think you and ALO have been doing a fantastic job expanding to Korea and like getting really people hyped up. So I found it super interesting and inspiring. So that's why I wanted to have a chat with you today. So I really appreciate you making time for
thank you for having me. 감사합니다.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll get into the first question. So a lot of people know ALO as like a very fashionable like activewear brand, but I know there's more deeper philosophy that drives ALO. So can you tell us more about it?
Sure. So I can really speak on like my behalf, not necessarily the brand. I know that one of our main missions is, or ALO's main missions is studio to street. And essentially when I started with ALO, that was a little bit more yogic movement and how being in the studio can really shift you and how you take that shift to the street and to your everyday life. And I think what's beautiful about the brand is it's evolved to more than just yoga. And because of course there's more than one way to move and there's more than one studio to move in, and how working through the physical body also attributes to shifting and working through the mental mind and the energetic, and then how that evolves you and you integrate that consciously into your lifestyle.
Yeah, so I think that's totally reflected on the ALO's brand and on the clothing style and then how you guys do all this like marketing materials. So I think that's resonating with a woman who are more feminine or very into fashion.
I mean, I personally love ALO because it was drawn to me just due to fashion. That's at least what drew me to the brand and has kept me with the brand, because I can literally teach a yoga class or take a Pilates class and throw on a different pair of shoes and maybe a different sweater or shirt from the same brand and go out to dinner, have a drink.
So versatile.
Meet up with people, have an interview.
This is a little bit more of a personal question. Whenever I see your stories on Instagram, you travel a ton for work as a leader. And that got me curious on what are your non-negotiable wellness habits that keep you grounded?
I do think quite a few people that are working with ALO are also traveling a lot because the expansion internationally. The CEO that I report to the most gave me the best advice for traveling back and forth here was not to drink on the plane, to drink lots of water, not alcohol on the plane. Right. And then when I arrive here to do a nice workout,
sweat it out,
and try to stay up as late as I can until I fall asleep. So I like to book my flight so that I'm getting in the afternoon as opposed to the morning. I do also now do a lot of Korean skincare on the plane. I'm not embarrassed at all.
Love that. Do you have any tips for like good night's sleep?
Yeah, magnesium on the soles of your feet. Magnesium is best absorbed through your skin.
Is that like a band-aid that you put it on?
Not to promote ALO to like beauty products to Koreans, but we do have an amazing magnesium spray.
Oh,
But
wow.
also just any magnesium spray will work.
Right.
And spraying it on the soles of your feet, you'll sleep like a
Before
baby.
you sleep.
But also, I do have amazing sleep stories you can listen to.
Oh, where can we find the sleep stories?
Alamos.
Is it the app that we can download? Okay.
Yeah, I have 8 different stories on there, anywhere from 20 minutes to 45 minutes.
Wow.
And if you've never done it, I would say start with the longer one. My voice is maybe more pleasant than this one.
Also, I wanted to touch on the topic that you just talked about in terms of the phrase mindful movement. I noticed that you guys use that phrase a lot in your brand. So can you tell us more about it?
Mindful movement is really just being present and consciously moving, breathing,
Yeah.
instead of going deeper into that thought.
Right.
What the contrary or the reverse of being able to be present is also sometimes and often you become more creative,
I noticed that too.
right? There's more inspiration that comes from being present.
Yeah. And by doing stuff,
Yeah.
and even though it might not come up at the moment, but then as
Yeah.
you're moving your body. And I like that you talked about how your movement doesn't have to be like crazy, just running, or it can be just like walking or like meditation, different kind of movement, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would challenge anyone to truly have, I would say, chaotic thoughts while they're mindfully moving. Because you have to be very present in your body. Yeah, I would start with consciously breathing.
Yeah.
And a great exercise would be counting from 1 to 10. Inhale 1, exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 4 at your own pace.
Okay.
Do it up to 10, but the key here is that if there's a thought that interrupts any number from 1 to 10, you start back at 1 so that you can make it to 10
Yeah.
without thinking outside of the breath and the counting.
Right.
And then if you can do that once, try it twice. Try it 3 times. And I guarantee that that's already going to shift you.
ALO has built such a strong community around the world, and now you guys are doing a fantastic job building ALO's community based in Seoul. And can you tell us more about what's the vision and what are the activities that you're planning to build a strong community based in Korea?
Yeah, I think from what I've experienced, ALO has really done a great job building community by partnering with inspiring fitness influencers throughout cities all over the world. They bring their own program. I think like the ones that we're partnered with in Korea, I've personally had the experience of taking many of their classes and witnessing the community that they're building and also experiencing Korean culture through them.
Right.
So I think it's cool we do different classes, like ALO will do different classes in different studios, and all of those classes are different. And all these teachers bring different lights,
Right.
and ignite people's passions in different ways and their creativity and their own movement practices. And I also think, the influencers that we use online are very inspiring to people offline because we're bringing them into our wellness clubs and they're wearing the brand but also doing these workouts, and people I think are inspired in different ways just by watching them.
I like that what you said about like they have different takes of a different way of inspiring people.
All rivers lead to the ocean. That's something we say in yoga, right?
Oh, I love that.
So there's different rivers that lead to the ocean. And one of my favorite things is that working with ALO for so many years, the brand is not stagnant, right?
No.
It has shifted and changed and evolved so much. I think more than anyone who has been with or worked with the brand for a long time, or even people who started working with the brand last year or became aware of the brand last year. There's just so many shifts and changes. You never know when the tide is going to go and in or out or where it's going to go, and that has at least kept me very inspired and creative. And I hope I share that with others and they're inspired by that, and whether they're teachers or they're people that don't even really move that much in their consumer and now they're buying a new pair of pant and they want to take a yoga class or a barre class because they've seen someone wearing a
Awesome.
product, yeah, and they've bought it now and want to move.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. If you could leave one message for our Korean audience, can you say one thing for our audience?
Sure. I think that the Korean culture has very quietly impacted me in such a powerful way, through like culture, kindness, communication. It's probably not to get like emotional by any means, but like one of the most impactful experiences and opportunities I've had in my life.
Oh my god.
So I'm super grateful. Yeah, Koreans are some of the nicest people that I've ever met, and I'm super grateful.
I really appreciate you being so authentic and like so warm and your time to do this interview with me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.